at the moment, that'll be the first place we go, and then we'll see what happens. So,
Right,
we're all going to hell. Anyway,
yeah. In a handbasket.
Again.
In a handbasket. Again, yes. Come on in, everybody. We see you out there. Yes, I'm still hoarse. Thank you.
Why the long face?
Horse, of course.
Why the long face? Yeah. Exactly. And you know what? We still have Dennis out in the wild.
Oh, no.
Here we go, everybody.
Holy shit. That is the craziest thing I have ever seen. And I'm Dennis Quaid, and Dennis Quaid has seen some shit.
That is the ad. That's the one. I love that.
Brilliant.
Morning, everybody. It's Sunday morning. Sunday morning. The 11th of February, 2024. We're here for Sunday Funnies. Here's our opening. Maybe. There we are. Of course. Coming in, folks. I'm your host, Randy Zimmerman. I am the editor-in-chief of Arrow Comics. You can find some of my latest works at arrowcomics.store. So when I'm not hacking and coughing with this wonderful flu and imitating Zorak. Hello, everyone. Also joining us is Mr. Glenn Fleming. Glenn, introduce yourself.
Hi, everybody. I'm Glenn Fleming. I'm a writer, artist, and publisher. And I was thinking about my career only this morning. 45 years in graphics, basically doing illustration and printing and design. And I just realized that my ultimate claim to fame is that I went straight in on the board. I was never the junior. That's it.
That's it.
I ended up being studio manager at several places, and then I had my own studio, but I was never the junior. So
there we go. Also joining us is Mr. Russ Leach. Russ, introduce yourself.
I was never the junior either, as I had a different name from my father. But I'm the third no longer. My name's Russ Leach. I'm a comic book artist from the UK. Been involved in comic books since 2010. Had a long career in publishing and design prior to that, and decided to, for some bizarre reason, to get involved in comics in 2010 because I love them so much. But done work for DC, Marvel, Panini, Marcosia, all kinds of people. Been very fortunate to have had gigs doing some very famous brands. I've done my own book, Only Death Can Save Us, and right at the moment I'm working with Arrow on the Shadow Kingdom, which is a faithful adaptation of Robert E. Howard's first sword and sorcery novel in the US. And here's the cover for it, and you can find out more about that by going to my website, russleach.com. Sign up for the email list there, and I'll let you know as soon as we are launched, which will be in March on Fund My Comic. Okay.
March the 1st, hopefully.
Hopefully, yeah.
And today we are looking at Captain Victory.
Captain Victory.
I held off to Sunday Funnies to watch or to look at this.
Sarah S says, "What's a panini?"
There we are.
It's two things. Panini is a publishing company in primarily from Italy, but it's also a sandwich.
Yeah.
There you go.
If you're familiar with Star Wars, it's what the Jawas first say after they shoot R2. Panini.
Would you like that with cheese?
Just kidding. They say Utini. But anyway, Nita Lanning from ICN says you can help support ICN by sending stars. So send us some stars over there at ICN. We are monetized thanks to the wonderful YouTube.
Send in stars.
Send stars. Also, hit that like button, hit that love button. We are glad everybody's here watching us today. And thank you, everybody, looking at us, even if you're pointing and laughing. We love having you here.
That happens a lot.
Skip says, good morning, fellas. Good morning, Skip. Genco in the house. Good morning. Good morning. Levi says, happy Sunday morning, gents. Morning, Levi. We need to talk sometime real soon. Levi, got some ideas. Well, time to follow Obi-Wan and some damn fool crusade, maybe. Sarah, morning. What's a panini? Can't brain yet. That's okay. An Italian sandwich.
They have sandwiches in
Good morning.
Italy?
Probably should have been for Marvel at one point. So they had bought panini for a while. Then they sold it like a hot potato.
Like a hot sandwich.
Like a hot sandwich. Yep.
They
Sarah
bought,
says,
sorry,
Glenn.
they bought
Sarah.
Panini.
yeah.
Did they?
Yeah,
I
they
didn't know
owned
that.
it. They owned it for a little while.
I did not know that.
Back when Perlman was running Marvel, before Marvel was acquired.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, there was a famous board meeting where they said, do you know Russ Leach? He works for it. They said, oh, get rid of that. No, get rid of that.
Sell it now. Mind you, the value's gone up since then.
I'm pretty sure it's the same Panini. It was a sticker company, right?
Yeah, sticker company. Yeah, because when Marvel UK left UK, I should say, Panini got the publishing rights for the whole of Europe.
Okay. Yeah.
Which is why they ended up doing so. I didn't realize it was because they'd been owned by them. But then when Disney bought Marvel, they put down a strict dogma to say that you can't produce editorial work outside of the US because Panini were running their own original stories for the Hulk and Avengers and Spider-Man and what have you. And now all they can do is reprint what they're given from the US. Ergo, their sales have gone through the floor as far as comics are concerned.
Actually, a shame. Yeah.
Yeah. And they had some great stuff going on. They were really very, very upset about it. Very upset about it because it wasn't just about what they were selling. It was the fact that they were doing great creative work, and they were also supplying artists and writers with, revenue streams with places for outlets instead of having to go to the US.
Yeah.
And that literally in one stroke, Disney just went, nope, see you later.
Well, this was back in, I think it was the late 90s when Perlman owned Marvel. He went on a buying spree just like Iger did with Disney and acquired a bunch of stuff. Just all at once. They got Toy Biz, they got Panini, they got one or two other little companies. Yeah. That's when they went in and bought out Malibu.
Right, because it makes sense because they were obviously tied to them via the publishing deal.
Yeah,
and Panini, their money is made from the football sticker collections.
I bet.
Sorry, soccer for America. Football sticker, they make huge amounts of money out of that, and that's what keeps them going. Really,
sounded good. Italian publisher and a type of sandwich, turning it into one. Oh, sticky Italian sandwich. Since it was a sticker publisher. Yeah, I don't know about my mind right now either.
Go back to bed, sir.
Yeah, that was a dump, wasn't it? Straight out of the head.
Good morning, everyone. Miss Saren, glad you're here.
Hi, Miss Saren.
We're getting a larger crowd all the time, and we're deeply grateful for you. Here on Sunday Funnies, we look at comic-related stuff that we love, that inspire us, that keeps us going, and makes us love the industry that we're in all the more. And today we're going to take a closer look at Captain Victory by the great Jack Kirby, the King. And I was saving this for a Sunday show because Charles had mentioned he knew some stuff about it and was kind of hoping he was going to be here today. But
couldn't make it, unfortunately.
Couldn't make it.
We'll have to quiz him next week.
That's it exactly. Pacific Comics, is it 1980?
1981.
81.
Yeah.
Yes.
This is being Jack, isn't it? Look at that.
Jack being Jack. Created, written, and drawn by Kirby. Lettered and inked by Mike Royer. I believe Charles said that he also, Kirby also did the colors on this.
Oh,
No, it says Steve Olive.
Is it Steve Olive?
Yeah.
colorist Steve Olive.
There in the corner. Yep.
Yeah.
That's Steve in the corner.
Maybe he gave him some sort of stats, you know, with color guides on.
Yeah.
So back at this point, the colors would have been applied manually to what, Xeroxes of the art?
Oh, maybe painted on board.
Mm.
All depends on, you know, what they were doing. The color indicators are long gone.
Mm.
You know, the day of the trying to mix everything with dots. At this point, this is process color work. Thus, you get the graduated tone here.
Yeah.
So yeah, and here too, a little bit of graduated tone. Sarah, I'm sorry, my horse's voice this morning. Yeah, you okay, Randy? You're raspy. Checking on you. I got a touch of the flu. Went to the doctors on Friday, and they shoved that little swab up my nose and told me it was influenza A.
And then laughed.
Yeah.
Have this
I
swab.
think I ran out of the room and got everybody to come have a look.
I think it might have even been Thursday that I went. But anyway, yeah, it's just the flu. And I'm still hacking and moving a little bit of mucus, which is why I'll mute every once in a while because nobody needs to hear that crap from me. So
Nobody needs to hear mucus.
nobody. I can still do a great Zorak impression. So we're all here to enjoy Space Ghost, Captain Victory, and his Galactic Rangers. Yep. Here we go. So hopefully Glenn and Russ will be doing the majority of the narration today.
Yeah, when I first saw this, I think it was about 1983, so it was a couple of years after it was published. I wasn't too enamored with it, but then I learned that I was basing it on Galactus, Joe Sinnott, 1966 type of stuff. And, that was obviously Jack's peak. But if you look at it, there's some really nice stuff in there. But I wasn't, too enamored at the beginning.
Charles says he was wrong, but I'm sure Kirby directed the color. Yeah, there you are. Sarah says, oh, yucky feeling, I'm sure. No apologies necessary. Actually, getting the strength back a lot faster in my voice. So it's all good, Sarah. I'll be right as rain in a day or so. At least that's what the doctor tells me. Great world building here.
Yeah, it's fantastic. I'm just looking at that. It's great, isn't it? Yeah, like I said, I wasn't too impressed by it, but you have to sort of look sideways sometimes, don't you? You know what I mean? And it is good stuff. It is good.
Yeah. Well, there was a period I didn't like Kirby at all, but now any Kirby is good Kirby.
Yeah.
Just great stuff. Fun to watch. Fun to look at.
I better be quick. Yet to read his romance books.
Yeah.
And they're from 1948 or something, so I better be quick.
Mm.
I've seen them, but I've never read a full one.
I got an odd romance comic story collection I need to dig up and take a look at.
Right.
Stuff that I don't know how much of that is Kirby, but it's public domain type material. So Charles is in the house. Charles, appreciate you here.
How dare you?
Yeah, Charles.
I think the trouble with anything that Sinnott has inked is that you're spoiled.
Yeah.
His inks are just so beautiful.
You're breaking up, Russ.
Hello?
Much better.
Oh. His inks are just so beautiful.
Yeah.
You're spoiled after that.
It's because Sinnott was such a great artist.
Yeah, that's right.
In his own right, very gorgeous stuff.
Like I said on Friday, I mean, I think Mike Royer is a fantastic inker. and he's joint second with everybody else, except maybe Vinny. But but Kirby's just way ahead of everything, as we know, and I don't make any excuses for thinking that because it's true. It's just wonderful. But yeah, Joe Sinnott was the best, I think. In fact, if I'd have had the money, I'd have paid Joe Sinnott to re-ink everything Jack ever did. But
Yeah.
If I'd have had the money, I'd have paid Vince not to ink anything that Jack Kirby ever did.
If I'd had the money, I'd have just paid for at least one page of his
yeah.
everything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just one page of Fantastic Four Buscema inks. I'd be happy with that.
Sarah's abandoning us, taking the advice
No,
to go back to bed.
She's
LOL.
taking us to bed.
You guys with me? Oh, there we
She's
are.
taking us all to bed. You
Yeah.
want to be careful what you say,
She's
Sarah.
just wait. She's just waiting me to ring the bell.
Get yourself a title with that kind of words.
And yes, these pages are a little yellow. So,
the probably the best thing about this series is the fact that Jack owned it, lock, stock, and barrel.
yeah.
Put it out through Pacific, didn't they?
Yep.
I think he was sort of semi-retired at the time, wasn't he? They approached him, didn't they?
Well, he was kind of fed up with comics in general.
Yeah, and they said, I think they said to him, "You can just do what you want," and he did.
Yeah,
and it was obviously good because it would be.
Reminds me of the Fantastic Four stuff, actually.
Yeah, it's very. Yeah.
From what I understand, he had notebooks full of ideas. He just tapped into it for this. Yeah.
It's fabulous. The colouring is a little darker than normal. We said about who did the colouring. It just seemed darker. Is that the printing? Is it the printing, or is it? It looks darker to me.
No, it's a little darker. Plus, the pages have yellowed over time.
Yeah.
They've sat in a long box, unfortunately, unprotected. So they've had a chance to catch the elements.
Mm-hmm.
And Sarah wants you to know, Russ, that she meant it that way.
If you look at that first panel where they're in the little bubble looking at space, the thing about Jack Kirby is that he just doesn't make it round like anybody else would have done. He has to have sort of corners on it and stuff like that. Just don't want to know.
I think something else he does is that he because he knows what he's doing. He's thinking, I don't have a dinner plate or a set of, or something
compass
to draw a proper round with it. I haven't got a compass on me. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to draw it so that it works without it looking bad. Yeah. And he can just get away with that.
Yeah. Yep.
I mean, it's his machinery, isn't it? It's just the way that he draws.
Yeah.
And it's out of this world machinery. A lot the machinery you look at, it's like it doesn't look like it's human designed. It's just weird.
I like the way he also, like the guy at the bottom panel there who's just pressing buttons. He always introduces personnel in the situation. You understand what I mean? People, the secondary characters.
That isn't making me shut up. Face palm. Yeah. I think I'm going to try to bring in another light. Maybe it'll brighten things up a little bit.
No, it's okay.
Especially with the pages. Is it all right?
No, it's fine. Honestly,
it's all right.
Fine. It's fine. We can see everything.
We can even read it.
Yeah.
Look at that. See what I mean by secondary characters? There's just 14 million people coming along the corridor. It's brilliant. It reminds me of S.H.I.E.L.D.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah, so I say it's got those essences of those sort of 60s. Maybe that's it. He's got to the end there and he's like a bit fed up with comics and somebody says, "Oh, do what you want." He's thinking, when did I have the most fun? I don't know.
Yeah. It's like he's putting the television on his head, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Hey, it's gonna look, Mom, on TV. Look at all that detail, though. Just crazy. Probably deceptive because it's black and just negative space here. All this little extras, little guy up here.
What's he doing up at the top corner there?
He's just looking in. It looks like
He's doing the Egyptian.
It looks like he's dancing.
Yeah.
You can hear the Bee Gees in the
He's
background.
walk like an Egyptian. That's what he's doing. Aren't
He's standing in a window looking out.
Oh, look at the view.
I can see Russia from here. You know. Boom, here we go again.
Look at that.
Wow.
You see, what's great about this is you see a lot of modern technology in sci-fi films and what have you, and it's all like everything's holographic and touch this and touch that. The great thing about these older books, especially Kirby's technology, was it's so blocky. It's
Yeah.
so real. Do you know what I mean? It wasn't, but it felt so solid.
Yeah.
Was the word I was looking for. It's so solid.
So I think Gil Kane has that too, especially
Yeah.
when he draws his ships.
Yeah.
Just blocks, shapes put together, real solid.
Great perspective going down at the bottom there into that top of that guy's head where he's pressing the buttons again.
Yeah.
Is that someone's brain, or has he just got a really big, lumpy bum?
No, it's somebody's brain. Is that?
I
Is
think I
that
may have
somebody's-
somebody's lumpy ass. It looks like he's sat on a bee's nest.
Does kind of, doesn't it? It's
Why
not
would
his
that
thumb.
brain be sitting?
Why not?
I think he was doing his own comics code there and covering up his backside.
Yeah.
But look, he's got his mobile phone on his belt. Look.
I think he
Yep.
started out
I-
drawing the guy's ass and said, "No, I'll just turn it into a brain."
Yeah. Ross probably told him to change it. What the hell are you doing, Kirby?
At this point, I doubt he got any kind of editorial direction.
Yeah.
He's just let loose. Pacific was probably super happy to have him.
Bet they were, yeah. Didn't they launch with his titles?
I think so.
Wow. Lovely.
So if you look up Pacific Comics in the Wikipedia, it'd probably say.
You know when he draws this kind of machinery, but all the time, like Russ was saying, it's like it's real. You wonder whether he's actually seen it, don't you? Do you know what I mean? He's actually been out there and seen it, because I don't think it's from Earth, you see.
Certainly his imagination is expansive.
Yeah.
There was always a debate about whether or not he used recreational drugs.
Nah.
No, that was the big thing. He never did.
Yeah, they said that about Ditko as well. No.
Yeah.
I'd be very, very surprised if that were the case. I think that's just people with no kind of imagination themselves, that somebody might have an imagination greater than theirs. There has to be a reason other than him just very talented.
79, Pacific dropped its feet into publishing when they released Warriors of the Shadow Realm,
All right.
a John Buscema portfolio of 6 signed colored plates.
Well, there you go. They didn't start off too shabbily,
No.
did they?
meant to accompany a Doug Moench and Buscema 3-issue Weird World epic fantasy at Rand and Marvel Comics Super Special 11 through 13.
I've never seen that.
In 81, rival distributor Capital City launched. Then Nexus with
Seen
Baron
Nexus.
and Baron and Rude. Shanus took note and decided to follow suit.
Wow.
They're still paying a debt from a $300,000 bank loan taken out in 79 at 25% interest.
Oh, Jesus.
Steve Brothers.
Oh.
The brothers then turned to Jack Kirby. Steve Shanus recalled, "I figured if you want to get people's attention with a new comic book, who better to do it than the king of comics, Jack Kirby? We were already friends with Jack. We used to send him free copies of comics he'd drawn for other publishers because they never sent him any. So I just went ahead and called him on the phone, and he turned out to be a nice guy, completely accessible. We negotiated a whole detailed publishing deal between the two of us, no middlemen."
Yeah.
The Shanuses asked Kirby, who had effectively quit comics in 78, not only they asked Kirby, who had effectively quit comics in 78, for only the publishing rights, assuring him that he would keep full ownership and copyrights, and said they would even help him license characters for use in other media. Thus, Pacific claims to have become the first company to pay royalty payments to Kirby. Kirby provided Pacific with Captain Victory and the Galactic Rangers, which was published bi-monthly from August 1881. That's great. Though the Shanuses anticipated sales of less than 25,000, the first issue sold 110,000.
Good
Wow.
Lord.
There you go.
Kirby then let Pacific publish his Silver Star, and the brothers decided to start a line of full-color mainstream comics. And we just looked at Silver Star on Friday on Comics by Night.
Wow. Xiao.
And Pacific had a pretty long publishing career. They really spawned a whole group of black and white indie publishers as well. Eclipse came out of that, and Capital City started doing regular comics, all sorts of other folks. Sarah said I'd be insulted if I did great work and people thought it was just drug-induced jealous. They're not as talented. Yeah, exactly right, Sarah.
Yep. Like I said, same with the Ditko.
Yeah.
Wow.
Full on chaos in those two pages, isn't it?
That, you know, I keep saying this. That top left panel there with that explosion, that Xiao, I think Jack saw that in the war.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah,
some truck nearby going off, you know, with these guys blown up. It's just the power of it.
Force in it, yeah.
Yeah.
The war or his mind's eye, you know? Yeah.
Yeah.
Or who knows? He could have had some pretty horrendous dreams after what he experienced in the war.
Yeah, he had nightmares for 10 years after getting back, didn't he? And he didn't touch any sort of war comics until after 1955 or something. And then and of course soon after the war, him and Joe Simon came up with the romance comics, which couldn't be further away, could it?
Yeah. Well, they tried going in the opposite direction from the male-oriented superhero titles because they weren't selling anymore.
Yeah. This comic's a lot better than I remember. I'm going to have to dig it out and read it again.
It's better than the other one that we were looking at.
Yeah.
Silver Star.
Yeah,
it's better than that. Yeah.
Well, I'm pretty sure they've collected this into a volume.
Right.
This reminds me so much of his 60s, 70s work.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah. That spaceship there in panel 3 reminds me of the Kree in Thor when when Tarn and Isle was zipping about. That kind of craft and that next panel where it's going on that crazy trajectory.
Yeah.
and there with Tarn and Isle turns up in the next panel with a new haircut.
Yeah, or some another Inhuman.
Yes.
Yeah. Well, look at this last panel with a cutaway.
Yeah.
People inside there. Yeah.
Look at that face on the side on the panel next to it, where he's talking to the girl. Look at that side view. Isn't that fantastic? On the second panel on this right-hand page.
Yeah, something wrong with him, isn't he?
And that guy at the top on the second page, he's long and thin like those Town and Isle people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Really weird.
It's fantastic, though, isn't it?
Very odd coloring for this panel too.
Yeah, which probably goes to back to what Charles was saying about the color direction. You know, I mean, Steve might have done the coloring, actual coloring of it, but it's a lot different, isn't it? I mean, if you look at the previous page at the top panel where they're all floating, where they're dead in space, why would you? It's green, isn't it? As my eyes are telling, it's green. It's an odd color to use. It's a different color. So I reckon Charles could have something there, you know.
It's very
Unless
top
Steve has
right
done.
panel was very muted. It's like it's
Kind of a green gray here.
Yeah.
And blue in the
Yeah.
background.
Yeah.
Yep.
It's good stuff, though.
I love wacky colors.
Yeah.
If you're going to color a comic, make it wacky. Do you know what I mean? I don't want. It's difficult because over the years, obviously, you know, your tastes change and you start to appreciate things in different ways. And I do have a lot of respect for an awful lot of artists who, you know, in the mainstream that are producing sort of semi-realistic kind of art styles. They're obviously really good at what they do. But then the colorist over the top has this kind of like, I suppose, once you start creating a semi-realistic style, then the colorist is almost trying to recreate life in it.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas with styles that are more impressionistic, it means that you can do wackier things with the colors because it doesn't matter if someone's got blue hair. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I know a lot of those things are from technical restrictions back in the day, which is why people had blue hair. Okay, but I've got blue hair in Cull now because I wanted that wacky retro style.
Yeah,
I wanted it to look like a comic. I wanted it to be impressionist. I didn't want it to be, you know, trying to be realistic in any particular way. Photo realistic, that is. And I just love vibrant colors in comics.
You know, we said before about Marie Severin doing a lot of the colouring in the 60s and the 70s. And she's obviously, Marie Severin's, you know, we all love her. She's fantastic. But this comic, if Charles is correct and that Kirby did have some impact on the colouring, it just makes me wonder if you backtrack what the colouring might have been like if you'd have had that opportunity with Galactus and everybody that was going on.
Yeah.
It would have been so different from the norm, again, like his artwork was.
I can't see Galactus being any color but purple, though.
No, I didn't mean. I meant those pages. Those pages, not necessarily.
Not necessarily Galactus.
With a big G on his chest.
Yeah. Well,
what is that all about?
Well, that stands for God.
G. It's like an English character from an Arabic.
Just in case you're not sure.
Yeah.
Photos chopped in here, just like he did with the FF, and a lot of experimentation.
So it looks to me like he's kind of enjoying himself.
Oh yeah, that's obvious.
And he's maybe gone back to a time where he was enjoying himself more.
Yeah. If you look at the left-hand page, the second panel where he's looking at like the window, so to speak, at the planets.
Yeah,
I love those designs of the, you know, like the machinery, the way it seems to be like holding the glass together. Do you understand what I mean?
Yeah.
Those arm things coming out.
When he does view screens and stuff, they're never square.
That's right. Yeah,
that's great.
Just adds to the dynamics, you know. Boom! It's a list.
Wow.
That's a list. Retailers, distributors.
Get your name in lights, eh?
Please buy your comics there. Yeah.
Village Corner, is that near you, Randy? Michigan?
Village Corner? No.
Yeah.
Never heard of it.
Ann Arbor?
What did you say? Ann Arbor, absolutely, yeah.
Yeah, you must have heard of that.
Ann Arbor's about 30 minutes south of me.
Right.
And 45, maybe 35, 40 minutes directly south. Yeah. From where I'm at. Right down US 23. Meanwhile, crack.
Get out. Again, somebody's got pencils of this. I want to see those. In fact, I bet the Kirby estate will have the pencils for this because Neil was working at Xerox, wasn't he, from the 70s, and began scanning Jack's work.
Yeah, there seems to be a more animated look to this.
Yeah.
Than like some of his later DC stuff, like the OMAC that we saw. Seems to move harder and be a lot more dynamic and fun. Not quite as rigid.
I think you said it earlier. He's been given a free rein on this. I think.
Yeah.
It just said, Jack, just do what you want, and he's done what he wanted, and it's good stuff, isn't it?
Yeah.
There's that typical pose again. That eyes looking out. How many times has he drawn that?
Yeah. Look deep into my eyes. Yeah. This is Kirby poster work right there.
Yeah.
And just screams it.
And he's got people on TV screens watching, hasn't he?
Yeah.
It's just brilliant. Like I said, a lot better than I remember. I'm gonna have to read this again. He does strange little things. Like if you look on the left-hand page on the bottom panel where the guys are in those little cubicles, it's like, it just reminds me of S.H.I.E.L.D. Why is he in a little cubicle on his own? That guy, you know what I mean? Why can't he just be on a row of computers type of thing? It's brilliant. Yeah. I think it's purely so he doesn't get bored.
Yeah.
He doesn't want it to be. He wants it to be different, and he just
everything's exciting.
Mm-hmm.
It's like he said. He said to me, I said to him, "Why do you draw different guns when you did S.H.I.E.L.D.? Everybody had a different weapon." He said, "Well, I can't draw the same one again."
Fair enough.
So he'd just make up another one. Because if you look at those early S.H.I.E.L.D.s from the Strange Tales, nobody has the same weapon. Well, he's talking to you there, Andy. Zoom.
Yeah.
Fame at last.
It's just zimming along there. Ooh.
Fantastic. Well, even the door is one of those little multi-layered door. Can you see it on the bottom there, where it's opening on the left-hand page on the bottom panel? The door's opening, 15 different ways. If it's the door, yeah.
That way, when it all comes together, if you're not completely out of the doorway,
yeah,
you get a little free circumcision.
Just what you need.
Well, you definitely want it for free, wouldn't you?
There you go.
I don't think you'd want it at all, would you? Get a choice.
There's benefits.
Is that Thor on the last panel?
Would make for a great running gag, though, unlike Spaceballs. Holy shit.
Spaceballs.
This could be Captain America and Falcon, couldn't it? These two.
Yeah. Probably seen a Loki like that at one point or another.
Yeah. Oh, here's that guy.
There you are.
It's MODOK's brother.
Yeah. Egg Doc.
Mr. Mind.
Mr. Mind.
That's mad, isn't
Look
it?
at him.
Don't worry, he's harmless.
I see you're looking really good. Have you been at the gym? Yeah, I've been pushing some weights with my temples. Yeah.
How's your brother Humpty?
Yeah. So he said, I was lifting weights and it dropped on me and crushed my body.
Yeah. You taking a piss? It's like the face of Bo from Doctor Who.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Who's that? Is it a Centaurian in Doctor Who that looks a bit like that?
Yep.
Oh, what, the potato heads?
Yeah. Is he called Centaurian?
Yeah, they're all from Russia. Oh, I Mr. Potato Head. Would you like potato?
Levi says, "Is that He-Man?" LOL.
I like the next
No,
one.
it's Captain Victory.
Good grief! I love unhinged Kirby. Yes,
Yes, we
it's
do
the best
too,
kind
Levi.
of Kirby.
Very much so. That's the best Kirby. Yeah.
Again, we got that green at the bottom right, that different color. It's very nice.
Here he goes wiggling along here.
Yeah, he can't go in a straight line.
It's harder that way to get him poached than it is. Let's look at that eye.
That too. Wow.
That's planet Earth.
Spartanville, Colorado.
It's more retailer listings.
Yeah. I wonder how many of those are still in business.
I was going to say that, but I didn't want to depress anybody. Maybe 10%.
You reckon?
Maybe.
Lone Star Comics, Arlington, Texas.
Last time I knew they were still around.
Wow. If it is only 10%, that's a shame, isn't it?
Well, that's it's a whole nother show.
Yeah.
But there was really a lackadaisical attempt to grow the market. Once the direct market sprung up, everything just started eroding.
That right-hand page, I love the way it's obviously in moonlight, isn't it? The way they tone the colors down. It's really clever, that.
Yeah.
I wonder how many times he's drawn that hand. That's Reed Richards on that FF cover, isn't it?
Yeah. Boom.
Oh, look at that. It's Eternals, isn't it, this comic? It's the Eternals again.
Sci-fi Eternals. Yeah.
Where did that come from? Got the sheriff there with his little revolver and that thing appears.
Good God.
It's been above us all this time, camouflaged by colours.
Size of that.
Well. Wow. Wow.
Death Hive.
USA.
Don't miss. Death Hive, USA.
Oh, look at that.
Wow.
What's that? The bum gun? Oh, is it the sun gun? I can't read it. On the first part, what's that say? What's it called? The sun gun. What's like the bum gun?
Sun gun, I think. Son of a gun.
Sun gun. Just got some wacky font there.
Yeah.
Love all the characters. Top right. Who's doing all the characters?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And great.
Egghead.
Galactic military insignias.
And they're all that character sheet. They're all Kirby poses, aren't they?
His strength was not in logo design.
No.
Small arms in the Galactic Arsenal.
Last thing you want to see is the Galactic arse.
That magnetic mine thrower, that'd be something in the military, wouldn't it? Firing mines, they were magnetic.
Dunk. It just looks like a gun straight out of Doom, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Here.
Yeah.
It's totally ridiculous for maximum carnage.
They call it the BFG.
Yeah.
Big fucking gun. Yeah.
What's that ad on the next page over? Is that
Where?
Star Slayer? No, when you turn the page.
Oh, yeah. That was another Pacific title by the great Mike Grell.
Yeah, look at that.
Space opera. Yeah.
Is Mike Grell still around?
Oh, yeah.
That's like plenty of skin in space. That's what you want.
Yeah.
I don't ever see him up online. I don't see him doing any podcasts. Last time I knew, he was still doing commissions and, you know.
How old is he now? Is he nearly 80 now?
Oh, at least. Yeah, probably 80. Last time I saw him at a show was, man, at least a good 10, 12 years ago. The first time I seen him, he was grumpy and, you know, almost unapproachable. And then the last couple times I saw him, he was incredibly jovial, just a great guy to talk to. And we talked he loves, if I'm not mistaken, he's in Wisconsin or Minnesota, somewhere in the Midwest, upper Midwest area. And we were talking about the Upper Peninsula of Michigan and how beautiful it was. He's really a big wilderness guy. No, I thought he was working on a revision of John Sable last time I knew. I've got that book we should take a look at. Also,
how long did he draw Green Arrow for? Was it Green Hornet or was it both?
No, it's Green Arrow. He drew it for quite a few years. But his big run was on Warlord, I think, for DC. That was his own creation that he did for DC. He was on that for, I don't know, what, close to 100 issues or so? 100, 110.
Did he write it as well?
Yeah. Yeah, he was writing, if not all of it, then the majority of it. Somebody in the chat will correct me if I'm wrong.
Great line work, Mike Grell. Similar to Neil Adams, wasn't he?
Yeah.
Style.
I find what I'm most envious of with these guys is because there was an industry.
Yeah.
Is that you could get long runs on books.
Yeah.
I'd dearly love to do that. That's why I'm keen on doing the Cull thing. Obviously, I've got my Only Death Can Save Us thing. I want to finish that off. But the thing about the Atlantean that we're talking about, me and Randy, is that could be an ongoing. It could go for a long time.
Are you going to write the stories?
Randy's going to write them.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
Yeah. It's going to be all new. It's effectively it's a road trip,
right?
With the final destination being sort of, I suppose, getting to the bottom of a particular big bad within the lizard empire, the Shadow Kingdom, as it were. But on the way, you got notes. But on the way, it's just bumping into dragons and mermaids and witches, and like it's gonna be tits and monsters. That's what it's about. Like full on sword and sorcery stuff. So it's
swords and spells,
and spells, and just having fun. You know what I mean? But it's something that's ongoing because it's this journey of Brule and Cull to go find out what's actually going on out there in the world, and the source of all this evil and madness.
It all starts in the first book. So,
you get to have fun with it, and that's the concept for me. That's the core of what we want to do. And of course, if you do something like that, it's not like, oh, it's a trilogy or, oh, it's just a single graphic novel. It's something that you can just keep going.
Yeah.
Because it's a journey, and you don't have to hit the end of the journey. You just have to hint at where the journey goes, and you can have fun on the way, you know.
Yeah,
And that's
right.
exactly what was going on in the Savage Sword of Conan magazines. Is he was having, there were like chapters where he went off with the pirates, and then he was sitting with the kings, and all kinds of stuff, and they mixed that in with actual Conan stories as well. So it's, I just think there's so much fun to be had from that, and the idea is that if I can sit, if it's popular enough and people want to buy it, then it's something we can sit on and just keep pumping it out and enjoying it, and having other people enjoy it.
Yeah.
But that's my true envy of these guys, quite apart from their magical skill sets.
Yeah.
Is that they were lived in a time where the industry was hungry for people like them to do their stuff, and they got to do long runs on things.
Yep.
And you just sit there for like 2 or 3 years doing a run, and it's
Yeah.
like, okay, I got what 2-3 years out, 2.5 years out of Doctor Who, and a year's run on Doctor Who magazine, but they're just like, in Doctor Who magazine, it's got cut down to 6 pages a month, and Doctor Who Adventures was 10 pages a month. So it's like, it's not do you know what I mean? It's not enough.
Yes.
No. Yeah.
It's not enough. You want to do 20 pages a month. You want that 20 pages. You want to keep, pumping that stuff out, having more and more and more pages. And at the same time you're doing that, you're increasing your own experience. You're expanding your own abilities and skill sets because you're doing it all the time. And being pushed to do more, and it's not like you have to worry about the money as much because you're getting paid for it. That really is what an amazing time that was, being in the world of comics then.
I think John Byrne said he never took a book on that he didn't expect to do or want to draw 100 issues.
Yeah.
And I think he did. Was it 75 of the FF?
Yeah. That's a lot of issues.
Yeah. Well, Kirby did 102, didn't he? So he wanted to beat that, but he obviously didn't, because he went over to DC, didn't he? And did all that.
That's a huge number. You think about actually spending like 5 years of your life on one title.
Yep.
Wow. And you can be completely invested in it as well. I mean, I do find myself coming to the end of even a graphic novel, one-offs, and finding myself a little bit lost. Because I've now, even if that story has got more places to go, that particular chunk is finished, and you're kind of like, oh, I'm missing them. I'm missing those characters.
Yeah.
I miss the people that I was working with for the last however many months drawing that book, because those people live inside you while you're drawing. Even if you're not the writer, if all you're doing is just taking the script and living with the script and drawing it, they live within you. You're generating what they look like and what they're doing, the physicality of them within the strip. And then when you stop, you miss them.
Yeah.
It's a really weird sensation.
The cover of this one was inked by Mike. Is it Thibodeau? I don't know how you say his name. Thibodeau. I don't know. Thibodeau.
I say Thibodeau.
He's got a heavier line, doesn't he, than Mike Ryan?
Yeah, it's much heavier, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Thibodeau.
Yeah, Thibodeau. And Olaf on the interior, though.
Yeah, that's got a finer feel to it. Yeah.
It's a mighty long arm here.
Always draw through.
Yes.
Craziness from the last issue.
See, you can see, because like I'm saying, I think this feels so much more like his 60s, early 70s work.
Yeah.
And then on top of that, because of that, you can see the Steranko. You can see where Steranko was inspired by Kirby.
Yeah. That leg.
Yeah.
That leg is a century, isn't it?
Yeah, yeah, and down the bottom, the way that they're the bottom panel, the way that they're posed,
Yeah.
and all the metallic, it's just oh. Captain Britain. Da, 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 da.
no mean feet advertising the book that you're looking at.
Yeah, no, that's pretty good.
Oh, we'll have to get that one. Oh, I've already got it.
I do like
Oh, they're
Squiddy though.
They're offering subscriptions. So
Yeah.
yeah.
Squiddy there. What's his name? Fish Face. He looks funny. I like that.
It's Mr. Mind or
No, the Fish
oh,
Face.
this guy here. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's Triton. See, if I'd have done that advert, I'd have put the issue number 1 cover on it. But there you go. That's just me. Look at those Iron Men there.
Yeah.
He's actually drawn the same suit. Almost.
Bulletmen. Bulletmen.
Bullet men. They're bullets with legs.
They're actually a lion person in there. Yeah.
Right. Should be called Lionel, shouldn't he?
So just quick look at what I've got here. Look at that.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Tell me Steranko wasn't directly inspired by Kirby machinery.
Yeah. What's that from?
That's Captain
that-
Britain.
Oh right, right.
Just sorry, quickly while you're here. So we're talking about Buscema, Fantastic Four with Sinner over the top.
Oh, look at that. Oh, look at that.
Sorry,
It's all
I've got all
right.
these comics. I've got these comics on my lap. That is what I grew up with.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
That is what
Yeah.
inspired me.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Just so bloody good. Sorry, carry on. Oh, and there's a Howard the Duck on the back. Howard the Duck, Marvel Treasury Edition. Da-da-da-da.
Oh wow.
Oh yeah, one of my favorites. Yep.
Gene Colan.
Yeah, superb. I just love those comics. I flick through them constantly.
That had a team of supervillains in it that I don't know if they ever used again, but it included a guy called the Spanker,
The Spanker.
and it had another villain who had a large black dot on his chest called the Black Hole.
Uh,
That was, and his power was that the black dot on his chest was a black hole.
It just sucks stuff in.
That was the Gerber wrote that that story for the Treasury. That was the big hook because he says, and as we all know, the black hole sucks.
oh,
And just
terrible.
starts vacuuming everything into him.
I like this is great because this has got a little bit of He-Man about it. All
It sure does. Yeah.
all the extra characters, all these additional characters, they could all be toys.
Well, you
You've
know,
got
all that-
Lino
well,
there.
all that stuff was influenced by Kirby's work anyway.
Yeah.
You know, there's no doubt.
Got the Lion Man.
They might as well have paid him to do the design work like he
Yeah.
did for Thundar, the Barbarian. Dynamics there.
Yeah. Typical
The way-
Kirby.
I like the way he's popped it out of the panel
Yeah.
border as well. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like
Wow.
Mother Box here.
Yeah. With Ben Grimm on it.
Yeah.
Oh, he's gone. Again, that colouring on the third panel there, that setback, that
Mm.
it's really clever.
Yeah.
think we might be doing Steve Oliff a disservice. Maybe he came up with this stuff. I hope he did. It's really good.
I like the glasses on the sheriff.
Yeah, yeah, and his hat.
Yeah.
I think
He
he's just
went
come
back-
back from was it Amityville?
Yeah, yeah, and he thinks he's Kid Colt.
Yeah. I just had to deal with a shark.
I was thinking of Smokey and the Bandit, but
Yeah,
that's
could be
me.
Smokey and a Bandit. Yeah.
Dukes of Hazzard. That was all big back during that time. Yeah,
Get.
exactly.
Oh, look at them.
Ugh.
Oh, look at that horrible nose on that thing. That
Little
Yeah.
Diablo.
the
back
one down
there.
the bottom. No, the one on the bottom. The
Mm.
main guy on the bottom panel. He's horrible.
He looks like an insect, doesn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah, he does.
Yucky, yucky.
Crazy looking.
Come to the mind. Yo. What is that thing, Dad? Like dads always know, don't they?
Yeah, I know.
Oh, it's okay, darling. It's a guys from outer space who are going to conquer the Earth. Oh, right, okay. Well, dinner's ready.
Yeah.
Mmm. Yum. Father loves beaver.
I want to see this stuff in black and white. I want to see the pencils. Look at that blue behind the weird looking guy there with the sort of, unless it's my eyes, it's
Pretty
yeah,
sure you
it's,
mean?
Yeah.
it's really sort of set back. It's really nice, isn't it? Really
Yeah.
murky and
Frames him well.
yeah.
Pops right out.
But and the guy above in the background, the second guy, looks a bit like Marty Feldman
Yeah.
Here
in his
he-
eye. Yeah.
Ain't got nobody. Nobody loves me. Ratata, ratata.
What hump?
Well, I was thinking the guy way back there looked a little like Diablo.
Yeah.
The FF.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah. Yeah, his ugly brother, I think.
Yeah, Diablo's ugly brother. Yo. Oh.
Ooh, look at that shadow there. Oh, look. What's that film, man? Is it Outer Limits, or is it a film where they hide in the wardrobe and they come and look? They're looking for them. They look like that with no eyes. Have you seen that from the 50s?
Oh, no.
There's a couple of
Yeah,
movies like that.
Just
Yeah.
they're walking about and they hide in the wardrobe. And you can see them in the crack of the doors. You know,
Yeah.
they've got no eyes. Look at that pose in that third panel there, where he's looking behind him with the hat. Isn't that great? The way he's just spinning round. Other side, other page. No, the other page. Third panel.
Third
The way
panel.
the way he's spinning round, looking.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah. Look at that
that's
movement.
brilliant, isn't it?
It is.
That's great. Oh, they've got him. Maximum blast at close range will do the job. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
Oh, here she is.
It's a little like Armageddon, isn't it? In New Gods, when Dark Side takes over all the people in there. They all walk about like that. They've all got nice suits on. Keep moving, drones. Crack. This lady could be in Thor, couldn't she?
Easily, yeah. Or Eternals.
Yeah.
Sarah says so many opportunities for shameless plugging. Glenn, your Kirby recordings in his living room and a book you wrote about him edited by Brian K. Morris. There. Get your copies, guys.
Thanks, Sarah. I'll send you a check later. Wow, come on. We obey Lightning Lady. Expand the hive. Wow.
I wonder, when did they start getting artwork back?
Mid-80s, after this.
Long after this, yeah.
Yeah, but Kirby would, I bet that was in his deal that he got this artwork back.
I'm sure it was.
I bet that was a big part of this contract with this.
So, because I started doing digital stuff in 2010, and I only really started inking properly. That's not fair. I only started inking traditionally, 3 years ago?
Right.
And I've got so much bloody artwork, I don't know what to do with it.
Yeah.
So these people, like I was saying about having these long-term gigs, where do you reckon they put it all?
Well, if Kirby did 100 FFs at 20 pages each, call it, what's that?
Yeah.
How many pages? Was that 2,000?
2,000 pages, 2,000 pieces of art.
Of the FF, never mind annuals and covers.
Yeah.
So, if you sold them all for £1,000 each.
Oh, yeah. I'd be happy to sell mine for 50 quid each.
Yeah. Somebody's selling mine for 35, but that's another story.
Letters. We get letters. Voices of victory.
Well, if anybody's interested, very soon I'm going to have Batman and Doctor Who artwork up for £100 a page. So
great. How many pages have you got?
Well, the first batch is the first 2 issues of Batman, a couple issues of Doctor Who, and then some Only Death Can Save Us. And I've got 48 pages going up.
Great.
But I've got, God, I must have hundreds of pages now. I wish I'd done all my Doctor Who adventures in traditional ink now.
Yeah, but you do, yeah.
I really do. Never mind.
I don't know how big that market is anymore.
What, specifically for Doctor Who?
Yeah.
Or for, no, I'd say I don't. That's why I'm not putting any particularly large price on it.
One place I used to work, I used to do cartoons of everybody, and I used to do them on the photocopy paper, right? And I've got hundreds of these drawings, and I put on Facebook recently on the old, the business where I work Facebook page, that I was going to compile a book with all these cartoons, and they've seen a lot of them, and the managing director came on, or the former managing director came on and said, "Oh, that sounds like a good idea. Tell you what, I want a royalty because you did it in my time on my paper."
I can imagine the answer.
Yeah, well,
Bet it starts with an F. Anyway.
Yeah. Oh well, it'd be nice. It's a long-term thing, but if we can get this cull thing going, maybe that artwork might be worth something one day. Simply because it's associated with Robert E. Howard.
You're not going to offer any of it on the campaign?
Oh, there will be stuff offered on the campaign. Yeah. Right. Obviously, your test color work that will be offered.
Right.
And original pages, black and white pages
right.
of artwork from the book will be available for people.
Brilliant.
Why?
Thanks, Randy.
The cops are doing their job as long as they don't be mean to people who are actually being innocent. Then I'm all gravy, baby.
Oh, baby.
I'm not offering gravy. You don't get pages and gravy.
Do you know, you never get tired of looking at this stuff, do you?
You don't, do you? No.
You never know what's going to be on the next page
Oh,
either.
that panel,
amazing.
that
It's been so long since you read this stuff.
that center panel.
Like, oof, look at this.
Yeah.
Where they're coming over the top of those rocks. It's like, yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
I'm going to be digging these out again and reading this. It's just so, I don't know what the word is. It's just amazing. They've clearly given him his head, you know, and just let him get on with it. And, you know, fantastic.
More of that coloring. Look at the tone.
Yeah.
Light
I'm
source.
Yeah, and we're just looking at that top right on the other page, that face, that colouring on, the colouring on that.
Just great looking. Yeah.
That looks like from the Eternals, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he looks smashed up like a Rhine a bit there, doesn't he? I know he's not, but it looks a bit weathered.
Yeah.
I'll say this with respect to everybody working on this book. Can you imagine if Joe Sinnott would have inked this?
Mm-hmm.
Mm.
Better that than Vince.
Say again?
Better Joe than Vince.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. But, you know, Mike does a good job.
Vinny. Yeah.
Thank you notes. And I was just running a bit behind.
It's Randy's on the drugs again.
Yeah.
Started throwing random shit into the program. It's like, take some more pills. Yeah, squirrels farting. Go for it. They're great. They now look like sort of lizard-like. Those top rights. That's just bonkers. Look at all the detail in the armor.
Yeah.
Like the bugs from New Gods, huh?
Although he really didn't give a monkeys, did he? He just he didn't repeat that armor.
No. He's sort of saying about the weapons, you know, they're just different all the time.
He just drew it.
He draws a lot of death by explosions, doesn't he? Like I said before, I think this is what he's seen.
Action, not violence.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Though they are kind of being ripped apart there.
Yeah, but
just the
there's
blast.
no gore, is there? There's no. It's not a bloody. It's like it's almost like getting. It's like Star Trek, the original series, when people used to get hit by the laser gun, they just used to turn into a bright silhouette and disappear.
That's the cheapest way they could get rid of them.
But it wasn't. But it wasn't gory, was it?
The Daleks were the same way.
Yeah, kids could watch. Well, yeah, but the Daleks, like there'd be that inverted film, and people would scream and fall to the ground.
Right.
Yeah.
That was kind of violent, but being zapped with a laser gun, just turning into a yellow outline and disappearing, although it got the point of the story over, it wasn't gruesome.
Just like their teleporters.
Yeah. It wasn't gruesome. So it was child friendly, effectively.
Yeah.
It was all ages. And that's what I think the all ages of comics did back in the 60s, 70s, and 80s.
Mm-hmm.
All ages were just because there wasn't any gore. Yeah.
Well, you're also in the midst of Saturday morning cartoons here too.
Yeah.
So
and I love that stuff. I love the horror comics. So I love EC. That's why I think that it shouldn't have been a comics code. It should have just been a like the movies, a certificate. It's like this is for kids of 12 and below, or 12 and above, or whatever.
Well, they didn't.
This is all ages. This is universal. This is adult only. And that way you could have had all the genres and all the different types of comics out there, but instead they just quashed it, like you said, because it wasn't about that. It was about control.
Yeah, it was.
So,
it wasn't about protecting the kids.
No, it wasn't. It was about
chasing off a couple of $1 million comic companies that were making huge bank. Yeah,
exactly. Yeah,
They're trying to do the same with Elvis, didn't they?
Well, yeah. It's drugs, drink, rock and roll, comics, video games, you name it.
Anything that's nice.
They just drafted him.
Control. Yeah,
they just drafted him on purpose to get him out of the limelight.
Yeah.
Control again.
Try and kill his career.
Yeah.
Ooh, look at that.
Check that out.
Look at that.
He's put some fine shading on her fingers there on the left hand.
Yeah. Look how thin her fingers are. They go into the nail.
Yeah.
Wow.
And that spider thing. Ooh.
Yeah, he's a bit gruesome, isn't he?
It's all just so chunky. It's great.
Yeah.
I love it, chunky.
The House of Terror. Wow.
It's crazy.
Oh, I've only just realised he's sat on it, isn't he?
Yeah, he's riding it. Yeah.
Oh my!
Both of them. There's two of them. There's a whole line of them here.
Yeah.
And of course, no two look alike. So yeah. Genuinely Kirby unleashed there. Yeah. Crazy stuff.
Andy probably did it over the weekend again.
I just now remembered I needed to switch my Facebook around. Damn, I gotta leave me a note. My numbers are really, really good today too, even without me changing this around. Sorry about that, folks. If you catch us over on Facebook, I just made it public.
Yeah. We'll be leaving soon.
Most of our viewers catch us after the fact anyway. Okay. Star Slayer again.
Mike Grell again. Great artist, isn't he, Mike Grell? I love his line work.
In the coldness of space, all you need is a loincloth and some gauntlets.
Well, he's hot stuff, you see.
Some furry boots. Yeah, it's all good.
Well, it's so cold out there, he probably doesn't have to worry about anything showing. It's all tucked in.
Yeah.
Look at the way she's standing in that first panel, the way her legs are. Isn't it fantastic, that pose? Yeah, it's just
downward perspective as well.
Yeah, it's just great, isn't it?
Is that Star Slayer? Has he got a robot monkey on his shoulder or something?
Yeah.
It was like it. Yeah.
Yes. It's what every space pirate needs is a robot monkey.
You gotta love a gun. You gotta love a handgun that hides your thumb.
Yeah.
So much easier to draw.
Yeah. An incredibly long sword.
Yeah.
That's on fire.
That's what you can do in comics, you see.
Yeah, do what you want.
Exactly.
But just hang grapes in front of your bits and you're all right.
Yeah.
Brilliant, Mike Grell. What's that on there? What is that? What's that? I'm just trying to work out. Is that some? What is it?
What?
The last panel. No. The last panel of the Kirby
Don't
thing.
ask me what that is. That's just nothing.
That is it. Some. What is it?
It's like
it's some kind of gruesome tube.
Yeah.
Yeah. There are things inside of it.
Gloopy. It's like the alien queen.
That's what she called it too. It's the gloopy gloopy.
Gloopy gloopy. Quick, get the gloopy gloopy. What, now? Really? Yes, the gloopy gloopy. You sure we really need to do that?
It's over there next to the machine that goes ping. Yeah.
What does the machine that goes ping do? It goes ping. What more do you need it to do?
Zakam.
It's a space saver. It sits next to the gloopy gloopy. Look at that.
Steve Olive's having fun with these colours, isn't he?
I think they're all having fun here.
It's
You can really see it. Yeah.
I bet next, 1,000 secrets of the galaxy revealed. I'm sorry, but I think it probably isn't 1,000.
1,000 thrills. 1,000 insights.
It's only like 28 pages.
Yeah.
They're mighty small panels.
It's gonna compacted storytelling.
Says I saw you still have Yahoo Chat on your public channels this morning, Zim. I didn't know. Well, that's what was popular in the late 90s. Didn't see your other pages and channels to find you. Oh.
It's next to his AOL email address.
Yeah.
I don't have a Yahoo Chat, but that's all right. Simply a heads up that you might want to add all of the places people can find you. We just like having them discover us out of the blue. We're all over the place. Something with 3, 5, 7. Oh yeah, we got a couple extra places up there today. I don't know where we're at this morning, Sarah. So we are where we are.
RussLeach.com. Get you everything you need.
Comic Book Black Belt YouTube channel, Randy Zim YouTube channel, Indie Comics Network, wherever you find Indie Comics Network, there we are. So, especially over at YouTube, archived over there for your viewing pleasure and, like I said, pointing and laughing at your leisure. Encounters of a savage kind. It's a mighty large piece of salt.
What did Mike Royer do when Kirby stopped? Did he go to work at the animation studio?
I'm not sure where he went. No, he still does shows. Last time I knew he was still doing, isn't he? I got a autograph from him about 5-6 years ago. David in the house. Oh man, you need some ginger, lemon, and herb tea. Yeah, thanks. A few cups of that. Well, get well, sir. Thank you, Dave. I appreciate the thought. I have been down in green tea and honey quite a bit. So it sounds, I'm at the point where it sounds worse than it is right now. So
He should run for president with a voice like
it's getting
that.
better. No. I don't know if you've been watching the news lately. We probably shouldn't get political. But gets pretty bad when they go, well, we're not going to prosecute the guy because he's old, feeble, and he doesn't have a memory.
Yeah.
And then he comes out and does a press conference. He says, I'm just fine. I'm just fine. I was just talking about letting all the immigrants up from Egypt the other day. You know,
I saw a comment. I don't want to get political either. My opinion on the whole thing is you got 350 million people in the US, and the best you can do is Donald Trump and Joe Biden. I don't care which side it's all bloody ridiculous. But I did see a comment earlier from someone. It's amazing how people can be so tribal and so deluded. They were talking about Joe Biden and what have you, and someone said, I just can't understand how anyone could ever conceive of voting for Trump. And it's like, so you're going to vote for Biden? You're gonna vote for a guy who like can't find his own trousers.
Well,
in
see,
the
I
morning.
opened
It's like,
that political door here. Sorry, folks.
what is
Just,
wrong? No, I'm not gonna. I'm not coming down on either side. I'm completely apolitical on this. I'm chaotic. I think they're all bloody idiots. All right, both sides. They're just all fools. They're not worthy of our votes. Don't vote for them. You just encourage them.
I've felt that way for quite a few election cycles.
But
now.
I mean, it's like that's the best they can do. These two idiots, okay. But it's like how you can be so. I think what disturbs me more than the crap choice is the fact that some people can be so blinded that they think one side is the answer to all their prayers, and that the other side is pure evil. And it's like, what is wrong with you?
I refer to it as
cup,
I refer to it as the evil of two lessers.
Yes.
I'm still trying to get my head around the way they make out Trump's a Nazi. As far as I remember, the Nazis were responsible for 60 million people dying.
You just said the N-word. We'll be lucky to be on YouTube.
That's the trouble is that you go to extremes. The boy that cries
say the
wolf.
second N-word. Yeah.
Okay, you go to extremes. Okay, and you start calling people things like that just because you happen to disagree with them, and it loses its potency. It loses its meaning, and then what do you call them? You know, it's just.
Yeah, okay, wasn't awake yet, and I wonder whose page I was on. Lord only knows when I'm barely awake. Yeah. LOL. Sarah says makes good voice for Batman in one of the movies. Like I keep saying, I can do Zorak real easy. Doesn't hurt my voice or nothing right now. Yeah. LOL, Sarah. Yes, yeah. I don't blame Chuck Pinot for moving back to Canada.
Oh, no, it's probably not the best place to be now.
Gotta wonder what he was trying to get. Yeah.
Dagobah, yeah.
Let's go to Dagobah, yeah.
Do you know how much research have you done about Canada, Sarah? It might be a bad thing, him going back up there. Let's move to Dagobah, yeah. LOL, David. Everyone an hour and a half ago heard my mind, David. ROFL. Yeah, here we are.
Right. Well, we're at 1:30 the hour.
There's some more great Star Slayer stuff.
Oh, it's Conan at Stonehenge.
It's a ship. Yeah.
It's Conan with a moustache.
Yeah.
Sailing through space.
Wow. Look at that.
Riding the galactic winds. Yeah. I love that. Yeah, it's great stuff, Martin. Grell is phenomenal. Really underrated. And nobody talks about his stuff anymore, and they should.
It's rarely spoken about, is he?
Yeah. It's beautiful, beautiful work.
A lot of Ditko and Steranko in that Matt Grell piece, isn't there?
There is, yeah.
It's a nice design of the ship, though, isn't it?
Fun.
Just get on with it, Mike, and just do it. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Book that we'll look at one of these days is Howard Chaykin's Ironwood out of or Iron Wolf, I should say. That was in Weird Worlds at DC, where they were floating through space on in wooden ships. It was really a cool, very the main characters were dressed very futuristic Scottish theme to it. Everybody had space kilts.
Oh.
Space kilts.
How does that work in Zero G?
They're space sporrans.
Very, very well. Yeah.
Get you.
It's
but do they wear anything under their kilts?
I'm going to say it's on the cover. It would have said, "At last, the secret is out."
Eric, good morning, Eric. You're here just as we're wrapping up. The Galactic Winds happened after Taco Bell. That's right.
Thor used to ride around in a big wooden ship as well, though.
Yeah,
he did.
In Marvel, didn't he? Yeah.
In Tales of Asgard. Yeah.
Oh, look at that.
Ms. Mystic.
Yeah.
Neil Adams.
Fantastic. got the first issue of that one somewhere.
Have you?
Yeah.
Very nice. Love the shading on her legs there. Where they it
Yeah.
goes from black all the way down. So it's like he's got the black, the dense black with her hair, and
Yeah.
then shades it off, and it all
Yeah.
sits on a black background. It's very clever. I like
Yeah.
Great,
that.
isn't it? Really good, yeah.
The big thing I remember about this series is that Adams would take her and bend her all over the place, and it usually involves the ass being the closest to the camera.
Right, okay.
Nothing wrong with that.
No, I didn't say there was anything wrong with that. And he knew exactly what he was doing, and he was having fun doing it. You could tell. So yeah, some very, very great stuff there.
Cool as.
Got that reader survey on the back of your comic. You're going to rip that off and send it in.
Of course.
Reader survey.
I'm still looking at all the yellowing around the edges.
Yeah.
It's great. Yeah.
It's matching your tabletop.
It is.
Oh, look at that.
Look at that.
Major Clavis.
It's the Eggman again.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's Mike Thibodeau again, isn't it, with that heavy
I
line?
am the Eggman.
Mr.
I
Mime.
am the walrus. Cuckoo, cachoo, cachoo, cachoo.
Look at that. Look at that. It says Tarin, the lion man, Tarin of Alpha Centauri, likes his job, hates his sheep. And that other guy, look, Orca from Epsilon Eridani, is exactly what he appears to be.
He's a fish man.
And then Major Clavers
Surprised. Yeah.
is not what he appears to be.
All these people have made very bad life decisions.
Major Clavis. Yeah. Needs to have his eyebrows trimmed.
He's having a laugh, isn't he? But it's great.
He is enjoying himself. Mr. Mind, origin unknown, a swashbuckler at heart, but never in deed. Loveline from Ursa Minor. Simple, humble, the most beautiful spore in all of creation. There we are.
This needs a film.
Yeah. This needs to be animated, doesn't it?
Yeah,
It's great.
brilliant. Fantastic stuff.
Again,
Freaking
Kama Sutra poses. Yeah.
It's just a pain in the bum. Well, you're doing it wrong.
Exactly. All right, folks, we want to thank you for stopping by. We've been looking at Captain Victory by the great Jack Kirby.
Yeah.
Pacific Comics, 1981. Great imaginative stuff there, folks, and that's the kind of stuff we love showing off here on Sunday Funnies. Levi says, great discussion this morning. Thank you for the show. More fun than church, in my opinion. There you are.
Well, I'm glad of
Good
that.
show. Yeah, we appreciate it. We're here for you guys every Sunday morning at 9 a.m.
Come and see
Usually
us
with
for
a
our
few
Sunday
more people.
sermon.
Yep. Yeah. Maybe Charles will be here next week and keep wanting to get Brian and Roland and Joe back on the show sometime if they're ever up early enough. Allison's usually here as well. So, and who knows where Whiskey is? Obviously sleeping in.
It's early. It's early.
It's early. And he's in Canada. And now that we know Chuck Bonneau is up there, who knows what's
Who
going to
knows?
happen?
Who knows?
Who knows indeed. Folks, thanks again for stopping by. Stop by next Sunday when we go over more stuff.
Stuff.
Maybe even here's something unusual.
Ooh, The Art of War. Sun Tzu.
Right. Well, I've never seen that before.
How to be successful in business, sports, life, or politics. Simply cut people in half with your katana.
That's it. There you go. Smart Comics,
When is this from?
adaptation of The Art of War.
When was it published this?
I believe in the early 2000s.
Right.
And who
Right
drew
about-
it? Oh, Shane Clester.
Right about the same time as Think and Grow Rich,
Oh,
Napoleon
wow.
Hill.
Yeah.
Good
Because
Lord.
everybody needs the classics in comic book form. There we are.
Yeah.
Oh.
Who knows, folks? Maybe you'll see that next week. We'll see what happens.
Maybe.
Yeah, nice alter than what we usually have.
Not the only Think and Grow Rich that they did either. They did a couple of different versions. But anyway.
That Bob Thingy just died recently, didn't he? He was a great follower of that. What was he called? Bob?
Who what?
Bob Proctor. He used to.
Bob Proctor. Yeah.
Yeah.
What?
he used,
What?
Never mind. It's all right. It's to do with Napoleon Hill.
Napoleon Hill. It's a. Yeah, King Phoenix, right? Never mind. All right. This is America isn't financially good for Chuck. I can relate. Oh, well, you know. All right. Russ, tell folks how they can find you.
Yeah, you can find me over at russleach.com. You can sign up for the email list there so that you can be kept in touch about our latest book, The Shadow Kingdom. Some of the art you can see up on the screen now. And you can also pick me up on RJ's channel. I think it's on Wednesday evening. I'll be doing the first, I'm sure, of many interviews about the book, which will be crowdfunding on Fund My Comic in March. So there's a few pages we look at. Hold on a sec. A few there. So let's a quick flick back. There you go. This page. There you go. Cole getting it on. It's a big fight scene. Rawr! So you can find out more about that at russleach.com. Go check it out and sign up for the email list, please.
All right. Glenn, tell folks how they can find you.
You can find me on the usual places: Facebook, X, Instagram, all those kind of places. You can also find me at New Haven Press, which we can buy my book, which tells about the visits to see Jack Kirby. You can find me on Fund My Comic, my creation Hatch, and this annotated book which shows you the evolution of the character with all published and unpublished artwork in it. And you can also, on Amazon, get Comics Unlimited, which is my magazine about comics. So you get everything on Amazon and those various places. Just put my name in Google and I'm sure something will come up.
All right. Folks, I've been your host, Randy Zimmerman. You can go over to aerocomics.store and see some of my most recent work. If you want to catch my very recent work, pick up Comics Unlimited issue 14, the one with the Dalek on the cover, available over at Amazon. I got a 6-page story in there of my memories of Doctor Who as told through my little monkey named Spank. So it was a lot of fun to do. The Out of Obscurity anthology will be out soon. That also will have a Spank story in it. And I'm currently working on The Shadow Kingdom with Russ. So, and that'll be up on fundmycomic.com here right at the start of March for our campaigning pleasure. Looking forward to that. I am scheduled to be on JD Calderon's show later this evening at 7:30 Eastern time. Maybe my voice will be better then. Why don't you tune in then and find out where it's talking indie comics. A lot of other great indie comics professionals. So we talk about what got us into indie comics in the first place. So we'll be over there. We'll be back here Friday morning. Friday morning as we look at more Jack Kirby material, Silver Star, and maybe one or two other little things. Friday morning, Comics by Night, 5 a.m. Eastern time. For that as well at the Indie Comics Network, Comic Book Black Belt YouTube channel, Randy Zim YouTube channel, or wherever you find the Indie Comics Network on multiple platforms. And we want to say welcome aboard to the new folks coming on to Indie Comics Network. We're expanding pretty quickly, and it's going to be a lot of fun, folks. We already have a wide variety of programming up there, and it's just the spectrum's gonna get a lot wider here within the next week or so. So look for some great announcements there as well. Folks, try to leave this business in better shape than what you found it. If you love comics, tell people you love comics. There's way too much negativity and trolling out there. We don't need that in this marketplace. We need more positivity and appreciation for this art form. That's why we do these programs, because we love looking at the old masters and great sequential art that inspires us and keeps us going. So we really appreciate everybody. We know the majority of our viewers are after the fact. We love all of you. Please interact with whatever channel, whatever platform you're on. Hit the like button and let folks know that you appreciate this channel. Indie Comics Network is officially funded, or it is funded over at YouTube. So you can send stars. I'm not sure if you can send super chats yet or not, but if they're always looking, and every bit that you contribute to that channel all goes to the upkeep of the of all of the shows and the programming that you see. So we deeply appreciate whatever attention you can give us there. I think that's it. Anything else?
No.
No. We're done.
That's it.
Back to work.
Well, Ethan has a question.
Do you draw the Flintstones naked? There's a market for that.
I'm not sure.
Then we'll do it.
Somebody's got to do it.
Somebody's got to do it.
Somebody's got to do it.
That'd be a dinosaur toe, I presume.
There. And again, on our way out the door, we want to remind you of the immortal words of that famous Marxist, Groucho Marx, who said, outside of a dog, a book is man's best friend. Inside a dog, it's too dark to read.
Yeah.
Take care, everybody. See
See
you
ya.
next Sunday,
Like
9 a.m.
lasagna.
Hopefully with a better voice. Friday morning at 5 a.m. All of those times are Eastern. We'll see you soon.
See you.
Take care, everyone.
And who's your favorite Marvel Comics hero? Mine is Superman. Remember the motto? With great power comes great responsibility.
The views and opinions expressed within the video content found on the Indie Comics Network are those of the speakers and do not necessarily reflect the views or positions of the Indie Comics Network or its sponsors.
So this is the divine intervention. You could become a spiritual guru on your own, but you just have to tie your shoes, and you just have to know how to eat burritos backwards.
Holy shit. That is the craziest thing I have ever seen. And I'm Dennis Quaid, and Dennis Quaid has seen some shit.
Taste the biscuit. Taste the goodness of the biscuit.